Welcome to Roncalli High School. I'm Stefan Welsh alongside Quinn Harmon. You are joining us here with for this matchup between Roncalli and Brebeuf. How's it going tonight, Quinn?
It's going good. A little bit of a late start to our broadcast here.
It's going good. A little bit of a late start to the broadcast, some technical issues, but we are getting it figured out. So this game essentially can be for the as it has been the last couple of years. Can be the winner will determine basically the Circle City Conference Championship. So big time matchup tonight. We got a 4-2 ball game. First set on a Tuesday night at Roncalli High School. That's Birch back to serve. And the Brebeuf serve receive not able to handle that one.
She's going for a hat trick here.
A better serve receive by Brebeuf there. That ball hit into the back row. Handled, and Wilson takes a swing at it. Doug. And a nice swing on the outside from Brebeuf there. Birch is going to be setting out of the back row, and Wilson open hand tips that one over. Didn't seem like it was a very difficult tip to handle.
A little miscommunication between your libero and your other defensive player back here.
Right. So Roncalli out to a 6-2 lead. Birch serves, and that ball hits the ground.
A little bit of luck on Roncalli's side so far.
I think I'd say that's a lot of luck so far. Roncalli has won the Circle City Conference the past 2 years. And Brebeuf is always the team to beat when it comes to that. Good hustle there by the Rebels. Brebeuf taking a swing on the right side, and that one goes off of the inside of the block and scores. So Brebeuf breaks serve. Number 28 for Brebeuf going back to serve there. 7-3 lead, Rebels. Good pass from Grace Irmer there. And Wilson gets a kill off the block. Molly Rader back to serve, and the serve receive of Brebeuf is struggling a little bit, and their head coach is going to take a timeout. We are going to take a 1-minute break with you. We'll be right back. You're watching the Rebel Media Network. Welcome back to the woodshed here at Roncalli High School. Molly Rader just served for the Rebels. That one dug by Emma Halter, and a swing on the right side from Abby Johnson. And that's going to be Murphy that gets the tip over the block. (10-3) Rebel lead. That's a better serve receive from Brebeuf, and that is going to be blocked. And it didn't seem like Brebeuf was covering there.
I think that the ball wasn't actually touched on Roncalli's side, and they were thinking it was going to be 4 contacts either way, so they let the ball drop.
Gotcha. And the Brebeuf serve receive is really struggling right now. So you finally get a good pass from Brebeuf and a pretty good set and then a kill on the outside there. Nice swing off the top of the block. Halter going to back set from the back row. That was pretty sweet.
It was. Right now, Brebeuf is really struggling with the tips. Got to make a difference in your defense there to make sure that the easy stuff isn't falling.
Right. Emma Halter back to serve for the Rebels. Nice hard flat serve, and the setter tried dumping that one, but that one's called a carry. Why do you think that was called a carry?
The ref must have seen that the ball stayed in her hands as her hands turned instead of the ball leaving her hands as her hands turned. So the ball can't move horizontally or vertically while it's in your hands, or else it's going to be called a carry.
Gotcha. That ball dug in the back row by Faith Birch. And Abby Johnson getting a roll shot there for the kill. We are seeing a lot of easier shots, off-speed shots scoring right now for the Rebels.
Yeah, Brebeuf is having their defense set up a little bit deep and outside and just are being caught on their heels instead of being ready for that easy stuff.
Better serve, receive. And Murphy able to save that one for the Rebels, and she gets up and blocks as there was another dump attempt by the setter. That'd be number 6, Gaddis.
Not too many things feel better in a volleyball game when you're able to get a big dig and then end up scoring the point for your team too.
That's right. So the Rebels out to an early lead here, 16-4. We are going to take a 30-second break. We'll be right back. You're watching the Rebel Media Network. And welcome back to Roncalli High School. I'm Stefan Welsh alongside Quinn Harmon. You are here for the first set in this match between the Rebels and the Braves. Faith Birch. Swing by Abby Johnson. That's dug by the Braves. And that ball goes off of Johnson's block. So call it a kill for Maddie Siegel. And she'll go back to serve. 16-5. Roncalli out to a big early lead. That one taken by Halter. Johnson, another big swing, and that ball is going to be called in. Nice cross court on the right side. Origer, one of the setters for the Rebels, back to serve there. Nice attack by Brebeuf. The middle setting that ball on the outside. Nice job, right? A couple of early back sets from out-of-system balls there.
Yeah, working well, and I think, too, we see the mismatch of the height as far as attacking and blocking, so she's able to just power that ball through there.
Another decent serve receive there by Brebeuf. That's getting a little better, but Roncalli being really aggressive at the net right now.
No reason not to be with the score.
Right. Orger back to serve again. Dump attempt, and then Faith Birch, who can also set the ball, saw that there was nobody up with her, so she tried just swinging on two and hit that one into the net. Brebeuf to serve. That's a pretty nice, what would you say that was, a 31?
I would say a 31. Yep, something that's real low, as in a 1 height, which is a really quick set. And then the 3 is signifying more that it's 3 feet away from the setter. So 3 feet away from the setter, a foot above the net, you get a 31.
Pretty good swing from the middle of Zahn there. And Grace Murphy comes in and sends her first one into the net. That'll bring Greer Frazier back to serve. Emma Halter, and they try for that 31 again, and that one is hit out. Good call by the line judge, I think. Just timing was just a little off, it seemed like. Frazier back to serve again. And Ermer takes that one. Not a great pass. And Geibel's going to roll that one onto her side.
I think she had a little bit too much time with that real high set to think about where she was going to place the ball and just kind of overcorrected.
So Frazier on a roll here, taken by Halter. Great set. Good swing from Faith Birch. That one handled by Brebeuf. Swung on the outside, and as long as we're seeing Brebeuf getting these attacks, it really looks like they're taking advantage of some of the bigger holes in the Roncalli blocks right now. So Frazier serves again. This is her 4th in a row. Origer dumps that ball. Good job of playing that ball by Gaddis. And Brebeuf getting it over and scores. A little miscommunication there on the Roncalli defense.
It's always hard when the ball is placed right in the middle of 6 players because all 6 of you have to decide who's going to get it.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to the woodshed here, Roncalli High School. Brebeuf down by 10 in set number 1. And it looks like we're going to get a replay as the timeout horn went off in the middle of that ball there. Don't see that happen too often. So Fraser Greer back for her 5th or 6th serve in a row here. Or, sorry, Greer Fraser. She's got 2 last names. She's serving the ball well, though. There's Grace Murphy. Grace Ermer. And Wilson punishes that one cross court down.
She's been able to kind of take control over the net. She's no touch on that whatsoever, and she just swung straight away.
Lazan serves. That one taken by Brebeuf Silibero. And that ball tipped over, but it looks like Brebeuf is in the net. We'll see how Rickman handles the next one. Lazan, the sophomore, serving. Nice use of the hands there by Brebeuf. And the middle, or I should say the right side, attacking out of the middle, dumps it to the right. And again, no touch on it. Big kill.
Unstoppable right now.
Wilson having a good night. I should say the Roncalli offense so far is having a good night. Lazan serves that one. And a little miscommunication there, but Brebeuf able to get it over. Origer goes to the middle, and Hill plays that one. Lazan doesn't play much back row, but she was in there just then, and that one played off of the ceiling here of the woodshed. Back to serve there would be number 2, Schumacher. Taken by Halter. Set by Origer, and Wilson pounds that one down, but Schumacher able to dig it. to the outside of Brebeuf. Halter again with a nice dig. Orger to set, and Birch hits that one off the top of the block. Played on the right side, and that ball is hit out unless there was a touch. And the Brebeuf coach is really asking for a touch, but has not granted one. So that'll send Birch back to serve for the set point here. Set number 1. And she sends that long. So what's that saying there? Ball don't lie?
Maybe there was a touch.
Maybe there was a touch.
Didn't look like it from our side either, but
right.
maybe there was.
Maybe the volleyball gods figured that one out. And that's Emily Alberts, JV player, getting some time for Brebeuf in the back row. And that ball is going to be called a double, I believe. Yep. Called a double. So set number 1 comes to an end, and Roncalli comes away with a big win in set number 1. We are going to take a 1-minute break. We'll be right back on the Rebel Media Network.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like. Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to.
Welcome back to Roncalli High School. Good shot there by our camera crew. I'm Stefan Welsh alongside my lovely, intelligent wife and volleyball player extraordinaire and coach, Quinn Harmon. You have a lot of titles tonight.
You could still probably add a few more in there.
I could definitely add a few more. Talented woman, I'm a lucky guy. All right, so let's talk about Brebeuf's play in that first set. Struggled.
It wasn't great. They really weren't able to get anything started, especially just with the struggle that they were showing with serve receive. And we say it a lot, and it's obvious, but if you're not passing well, you can't set and you can't hit well, because everything is based off of that foundation of passing.
Right. And we've really seen that if you can get a decent pass, then things open up for you at the net, so long as your setter can get their hands on the ball,
right.
Be able to create some opportunities for your hitters.
Yeah, I mean, besides just the basics there of a good pass being a good pass, if the pass is where the setter is supposed to be, then a lot of times you have 3 options for hitters, 4 if you're considering someone coming out of the back row, and so that makes it a lot harder for the team on the other side of the net to defend you and figure out where the ball's going, which increases your chance of scoring. On a bad pass, pretty much everyone knows where the set's going to go, because there's usually only one option that's open.
Right. And for the Rebels, on the other hand, they've really been they played well. They did not play down to Brebeuf's level there, and really just pounded them, as Grace Ermer sends that one over for point number 1 of set number 2. And there we go again, right? Some more struggles in serve receive for Brebeuf. And once again there, Brebeuf serve receive struggles. So Rickman was actually coming over, and she was playing that ball that I think probably would have been Siegel's before it would have been hers. But she's the libero. She gets to decide what ball she takes, right?
Right. She's the boss back there.
She's the boss back there. Brebeuf gets killed through the Roncalli block there. This will send Greer Fraser back to serve. She went on a pretty good roll in the first set, rattling off 5 or 6 in a row. And she serves another one up right there.
One of the tougher servers, and it also happens to line up with one of those rotations where Roncalli is only passing with 2 girls in the back row.
Right. Roncalli will do that from time to time because they have one all-state passer as a sophomore there, Emma Halter. She won or got all-state recognition last year as a freshman. And then they have a couple of seniors that they will rotate back there as a passing as well. Lazan back to serve, and that one is ruled in. Sorry, should I say out?
Ruled in. It was in.
Ruled in. Okay. Ruled in. Sorry, the R1 was giving an out signal for some reason, but she corrected herself. Lazan serves that one. A heavy ball, but right into the net. Number 2, Schumacher will come in and serve for the Braves. As I was saying earlier, this match the last couple of years has determined the winner of the Circle City Conference. So pretty competitive over the last couple of years. Nice scramble there by the Rebels to get that one over and playable. A nice big approach on the right side there from Brebeuf. That ball handled and able to be played back over by the Rebels. And that ball swung. Nice deep line dig there for Grace Ermer. Good back set. Really seeing much better play right now, but somebody really needs to terminate this ball. Siegel goes up, tries for the 31 there. Does Brebeuf, and Wilson is going to end this rally with a nice strong cross-court 4, it looked like.
I think that every time that she's been able to get a good approach and a good swing, then she has gotten a kill.
Right. Number 11, Delaney Seaman for the Braves, taking some really nice approaches so far on that right side. Really getting a nice, deep, powerful approach. Big feet. That'll bring in number 28, Emily Alberts. She'll serve. That was a decent receive there by Grace Ermer. Setter had to come all the way across the formation to be able to set that ball, and she just put it straight up, and Wilson wasn't able to get that one in. Faith Birch. And Halter not able to handle that one. So kill for the Braves. That was Alberts, who is serving. Birch set a pretty nice, for a freshman, a pretty nice back set there for a slide. And Wilson is blocked on that one. So the Braves picking up their play at the net. Davia Poitras. She's a senior middle. Albert's back to serve again. Ermer handles that one a lot better. And that ball was killed.
Smart move on Roncalli's side. You know, Wilson was struggling right after I said that she had hit everything as a kill. Had a couple of errors, decided to go ahead and move her into the middle of the court and give her another option.
Nice serve by Rader there. And that ball is hit long by Siegel. Rader, the senior, back to serve. You'll see her play in the back row exclusively. Not really a presence at the net. Nice receive there, but the dump didn't fool the Rebels, so they were ready. And Brebeuf's going to have to find a way to get that one over and cannot. The setter didn't go up for that one, but she's a front row player. I don't know why she didn't go up for that. Freshman setter, maybe? some things that you learn as you play more. Alberts receives that one, pretty decent. The set to Siegel, and that was a great cut. Was able to sneak that one in on the 10-foot line.
Big swing.
Yeah.
Maybe seeing a little bit more confidence with Brebeuf as they're able to play a little bit higher level volleyball here in the second set.
Yeah, and it's showing here in the score, 9-8 ball game. And Rickman, what a pass on what I deem to be a really great serve, and Johnson is stuff blocked there on the right side. So here we have a two-person serve receive for the Rebels. Rickman, the libero for the Braves, serving. Halter takes that one. Not great communication there, but the Rebels play it over. And Siegel gets the kill. So yeah, we're seeing Brebeuf turning over a new leaf here, playing a little more aggressive at the net, and really going on the offensive with their serves here. Great pass by Halter. That one shoved into the backcourt there by Murphy, who then digs the ball, and Johnson just kind of downballs that. And Siegel taking some pretty big rips over there, and Roncalli not able to block on the right side right now. So it's getting through. It's hard to block, but Siegel's taking some big rips.
If you find someone that's getting kills, you keep getting the ball to them.
Right. Rickman there with a really nice serve again. Johnson tried on the right side, and she'll hit that one in. Looked like the Braves defense was just sucked up a little too much.
She did a really good job, too, of getting the top spin in there, because watching that ball, it looked like it was going to go out, and I think that they were maybe convinced of that, too. But she really snapped on top of that ball, so it started spinning downwards and caught the baseline.
Yeah, definitely got on top of it. Halter back to serve, and that ball goes long. Got to serve big to win big. It's one of the just a handful of serve errors. And nice little 31 action again there. Lazan gets the kill. Really great student section tonight for the Rebels. Enthusiasm out the wazoo. As Rickman kind of shanks that one. Goes through her hands, but Albert's able to get the kill off of the net. Somebody check that ball. Just tape all over it.
I was going to say, not funny. Check the net. It seems like maybe it is put up a little bit loose tonight, because we've seen a lot of those balls where it's hitting and then actually finding its way on the other side of the net.
For sure. So the freshman setter, Gatus, back to serve. She serves long. So despite what our scoreboard says, pretty close game. We'll get that double checked though. Halter able to dig that one. Lazan scores out of the middle, gets a kill off of the block. Lazan to try it out of the middle again. Roncalli covers that one. And then Faith Birch, pretty pumped up, gets the kill on the right side. Ermer back to serve again. And that's her second serve that she's missed tonight. That'll bring Greer Fraser back to serve. 6-foot Brebeuf player. Nice swing there by Faith Birch, and Fraser's going to downball that one out of the back row and right out of the court. So point Rebels. Lazan back to serve for the Rebels, the middle, sophomore. She's got a heavy hand when it comes to serving, and Rickman takes that one. Keep it in the back row for Siegel, and she just didn't look good on that approach.
Nope, she was approaching, but she was actually approaching backwards. Just didn't have any momentum then to hit the ball.
Yeah. Got to get behind the ball to go swing at it. And that one kind of played into no man's land, but Brebeuf free balls it over. Nice set there by Origer and a good swing. Brebeuf just not able to control the ball enough to keep it off of the ceiling, and that pays dividends for the Rebels tonight.
Point Woodshed.
Point Woodshed. I think that's the third or fourth we've seen so far. Lazan to serve again. Rickman shanks that one. Like I said, Lazan has a heavy hand when it comes to serving, and the Brebeuf head coach is going to take a break, talk it over with her serve receive, and we're going to take a 30-second break. We'll be right back. You're watching the Rebel Media Network. Welcome back to the Woodshed at Roncalli High School. I'm Stefan Welsh alongside Quinn Harmon, and the Rebels have fought back in this one, are up 17-14. We're down/tied momentarily. Rebels winning the first set. And Brebeuf, if you did not watch the first one, is playing much better in the second set, but currently struggling in serve receive with Lazan, the heavy-handed sophomore, serving. Rickman, the libero, takes that. And that ball played over. Kind of a soft one from Hill there in the middle, and big swing from Seaman. And Birch stuff blocked on that one. It looked like they were definitely taking her cross away. She was just committed to going cross, it seemed like. So number 2, Schumacher, will serve for the Braves. The 5'8" DS. She'll graduate next year, junior. And the Braves being big at the net again there. Another block on the right side. Halter takes that one, and they try for a 31 with Hill. She was rejected. Good dig there by Rickman off of Wilson, and Siegel will not get the kill. No touch, she just hit it out. (18-16) Rebel lead, trying to take a 2-game lead in this match. That was a pretty good set. A little bit of a go ball, you think? Or was that a 4?
I think it was a 4.
Straight 4 out of the mouth of the commentator with more volleyball knowledge. She calls it a 4. It's a 4. That'll be Albert's back to serve for the Braves. Albert's on the JV roster, but is playing varsity tonight. Maybe it was a recent call-up. And it looks like Coach Marsh for the Rebels has had enough of that. She's going to take a break, and so are we. You're watching the Rebel Media Network.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like. Every day we go farther, try harder, and do.
Welcome back to the Woodshed here at the Roncalli campus in Indianapolis. Brebeuf has come back to tie the game. Second set. Roncalli took the first set. Alberts back to serve. That one taken by Grace Ermer. Pretty good pass and good set by Birch. Wilson gives the off speed there. That one played over off speed wise there. And there we go. That right side blocking is a real strength right now, thanks to the middle, 6'2" middle, Davia Poitras. Wilson, strong swing there. Rickman able to dig it, and then Brebeuf rejected on the Roncalli block there. Birch, looks like she set that one a little bit behind her hitter. And Halter's going to take that one straight up for Wilson again, who is getting her tip work in right now. A lot off speed, but she found a spot where the D wasn't. Kind of deep line over the person that was playing line, having to force that middle to rotate over and try to get there, and not able to get there in time. This is Molly Rader back to serve. That one taken by Alberts, set by Gaddis. And Siegel able to get it over. Murphy going to attack this one for the Rebels, and Rebels getting into a deep tip mode right now. Great dig by Halter, set by Birch, and Murphy swings this time. That one played by Schumacher. Rickman able to save it. And that ball free-balled over where Rader takes it. Birch to set, and Murphy with the off-speed behind the block, picked up. Siegel swings and gets the kill off of Roncalli's right side, which would be Abby Johnson.
That's a pretty big point right there. This late in the game, long rally, and Brebeuf managed to come out on top.
For sure. Is that the big Mo? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah, Rickman back to serve, and Rader not able to handle that one. And I think that we're going to get another Roncalli timeout here. Yep, Coach Marsh is going to take her second timeout of this set, and we are going to take a break with her. A 30-second break. You're watching the Rebel Media Network.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
Welcome back to Roncalli High School. I'm Stefan Welsh alongside Quinn Harmon. We were just talking, Quinn. In your coaching style, the overhand pass for a serve receive, is that something that you might coach?
It depends. I think that there are more errors made on overhand passes when you have a hard serve. But you do have a lot of control with your hands if you're able to not have it hit you in the face.
Gotcha. Roncalli gets the kill there. Sorry about our shaky camera work for a second. Halter back to serve. Roncalli a 1-point deficit there. Gaddis with the set, and Siegel with the swing, and no touch. She's been long tonight. She doesn't quite have that snap and the topspin attack right now. She's kind of just hitting that ball flat, floating it. Alberts with the receive. Siegel with the off speed. Good job by Murphy of sticking to her defensive spot. Birch able to push that one over for the Rebels, and Siegel again goes at it. A joust at the net, and Siegel again is going to throw that one, and the block on the right side is there. And Rader not able to reach that one. Tough series there. Rader able to get that one up, and Murphy hits that one off the top of the block, and then Rickman just found herself a little too far in. 22 all. First to 25. Got to win by 2. Orger, the senior, back in to serve. She'll set from the back row. Roncalli runs a 6-2. Rickman takes that one. Geddes. And that ball was hit. Oh, it came down on the Roncalli side. That was a good swing there by number 3, Robinson. The setter to serve. Rader takes that one. That one looked awfully like a double, but wasn't called. Doesn't matter anyways because Roncalli hit the ball out. And Brebeuf here was set point. 24-22. Nice pass by the senior Raider. Nobody there to hit the ball on the outside for the Rebels, so they free ball it over. And just not a great approach.
Definitely her timing was off. She was in the air, I think, before the ball was even set, so just didn't have enough hang time to stay up and actually get an attack on that ball.
Robinson was a little early there. Ermer back to serve for the Rebels, trying to tie the ball game up. And she does so, as that serve receive has failed Brebeuf early. Rebels fight back to tie this one, and Brebeuf's going to take a timeout. So are we. We'll take a 30-second break here. You're watching the Rebel Media Network. Welcome back to the Woodshed. I'm Stefan Welsh with Quinn Harmon. We're in a barn burner here in set number 2. It's 24 all. Got to win by 2. Grace Ermer, the senior, back to serve for the Rebels. Has had a couple of errors already, and Quinn's just expressed that I think it's going to turn out well so long as she can get this serve over and in. Right, Quinn?
Right.
Right.
That's where my money is.
That's where her money is. And she plays it safe. Rickman takes it. Big swing on the right side. Fraser blocked by Wilson. That ball tipped over. Rebels in scramble mode here, not able to get that point to go down. It's never a good thing when your middle turns around and finds herself to be the setter. So Greer Fraser back to serve. Ermer takes that one, shanks it a little bit, but Orger able to get over there. And Wilson with a really, really nice attack. What was so nice about that, Quinn?
I like that it was aggressive when you have a point that was going to be the winning point for the other team if you didn't do it. And she got up there and took care of business.
Yeah, she really took a really nice big approach and handled it for sure. Lazan now back to serve. Rickman takes that. That one, not a great set, but Siegel, a good hit. Good swing.
Tough to defend that spot right there.
Very, very. Schumacher back to serve for the Braves here. This is set point for the Braves. Halter takes that. Orger to the outside, and why not go to Wilson? She's gotten plenty of kills tonight. Orger checks out. Johnson checks in. See if she can win the game for the Rebels with a big block on that right side. Or kill. Birch back to serve. Lefty floater off of the net and in. Schumacher didn't really anticipate that ball dropping in front of her. She didn't step forward to try to take it. And Brebeuf in a two-person serve receive here. Birch plays that one into the middle. Wow, nice job by the freshman setter to take that one. And I think Roncalli might have gotten away with another double there, but we'll see how this plays out. And Siegel able to get the kill there. So here we go, round and round. And a big one. Long set number 2 here. Set point again. Alberts back to serve. Sorry, not set point. 27 all. Alberts for the Braves back to serve. Volleyball gods figured that one out too, I think. Ermer with a nice pass, and Birch, good set. Wilson, another kill. Rader, the senior, back to serve. Brebeuf in a three-person serve receive now. Nice serve. Hickman takes that one. Wow. Amazing she stayed out of the net in that one, Gatus, but Siegel was trying to throw that ball and just got stuff blocked. So nice win by the Rebels. Brebeuf made it pretty close in that one. But we're going to take a 2-minute break in between sets. Roncalli up 2-0. You're watching the Rebel Media Network. Welcome back to the Woodshed here at Roncalli High School. We are in between sets. Roncalli up 2-0 over the Brebeuf Braves. And as I was speaking of earlier, this matchup has really determined the Circle City Conference Championship the last couple of years, and Roncalli has been the winner of both of those. So we'll see here. The Braves played a lot better in set number 2. Quite frankly, blown out in set number 1 because they could not serve receive. Serve receive was a lot better in that one, but what else did you see from the Braves, Quinn?
Some offense, which is probably a product of having a better serve receive, but their big outside out there, Siegel, I mean, unstoppable. I think she got blocked once, made very few errors, and was getting kills right and left, made a big difference in the score there. Yeah, the sophomore Siegel really having a pretty good set there, but they're going to need a little more out of her consistency-wise if they're going to pull one out here, I think, tonight. I think Roncalli is going to have her number 2. We saw them get a couple of touches and blocks on her at the end, and we haven't seen too much from Brebeuf's middles or right sides as far as producing kills. All right. So Greer-Fraser starts it off for the Braves. Lazan tips it over behind the block. Halter will set that one from the back row. And that ball thrown. Yep. Traveled quadrants, is that what you would say as an up ref? Or R1? Anyway, Ermer takes that. And Birch gets the kill off of the block. Lazan back to serve. 1-1 ball game.
Rickman takes that, and a nice footwork there by Davia Poitras. She hasn't had too many kills tonight, but she's really stepped up and blocked the ball, being a good presence in the middle for the Braves. Schumacher serves that one. Halter struggles a little bit, goes off of the ceiling, and Wilson going to free ball that over. Schumacher takes it. Gaddis and Davy Poitras tries that one again, and she gets a kill off the top of the block. So 2 kills in a row after I say she hasn't had many kills.
They must have heard us talking about what they needed to do differently.
For sure. Use the middle more, I guess. Schumacher serves that one taken by Halter. Hill swings on that one. I don't think that ball really got above the net very much, though, even though I think it came off of a block. So Schumacher once again back to serve. And Halter takes that one. Orger with the pass, with the set, I should say. Wilson. Nice job by Halter to get back there and reach that one. And Rebels will free ball that one over. And what do you know? 3rd kill for Poitras.
She's taken this game over.
She is so far. The Braves were given a free ball and able to convert on that one.
In fact, I think she scored all of their points, 3 kills and a block.
Yeah. Schumacher turns that serve over, so this will be Birch, the freshman for the Rebels. And that ball gets served into the net. Albert's back to serve for the Braves tonight. We were talking earlier, she's not on the varsity rosters, which makes us think that she's a call-up from the JV. She's got the highest number on the varsity for sure. And that's a roll shot by Poitras. And Johnson able to roll that one over the net and gets up and is aggressive at the net, wins that point in a joust. Murphy's going to check in, so is Rader, which will send Wilson and Ermer out. Rader back to serve for the Rebels. Down 3-6 in set number 3. Alberts takes that one off the chest, free balled over by Rickman, where Rader handles it. Birch sets that one, and Johnson able to tip it over. Albert's really getting a lot of attacks from the back row. Murphy off speed. Alberts digs it. That ball free balled over basically by the Braves. Birch with the set to the outside, and Murphy swings long. What I'm saying is Alberts has, for being a back row player, has really found herself set a lot in the back row. Rickman to serve that one again, and Rader kind of shanks that one, but Johnson able to bring it back in, and Murphy free balls it over. And let's see, Siegel off the top of the block. Birch to the outside. Murphy gets the kill off of the block there. Rebels, I think, got a little lucky by free balling that ball over. Able to play some defense, though. Halter serves. Rickman struggling with that one. Heavy ball by Halter there. Her counterpart, Rickman, not able to handle it on the serve receive. Another tough serve. Brebeuf free balls it over. Rader not exactly able to get a good touch on that one, so the Rebels will give their own free ball. To the outside was Siegel, and Rader, that might have been 2. No, not 2. A hard-driven ball.
2 is okay on the first contact.
2 is okay on the first contact, so long as it's a hard-driven ball. And the point is awarded to Roncalli. What do you see there, Quinn? The Braves are dumbfounded.
I think the down ref just initially called the wrong person in the net, and then after he went back over it in his head, he realized that it was, in fact, a Brebeuf player that was in the net, which I think was the right call. I believe it was a Brebeuf player that was in the net.
Gotcha.
just one of those times you see, with a judge on the sidelines, a line judge, or your ref, where you make that first initial call, but then you have that split second where you realize, oh no, I made the wrong call. I actually saw it this way.
Gotcha. Well, Rebels ball. Halter serves. Good pick up there by Gaddis. And that was definitely a low set, but Lazan got to it at the right time, able to swing. And the block not there for the Braves. You see Halter gets the ball there again. Serve received by Alberts, and going for a slide there is Greer Fraser, but the Rebel defense not making the adjustment, and that ball just gets dropped into the donut.
One of the downfalls to the 6-2. Your setters sometimes, well, always during the game, a little focused on getting up to set, but they also have to play defense the whole time too. Sometimes those responsibilities get a little, which one's more important?
Yeah. And that setter left early for sure, which is Birch, freshman. Could have been a mistake there. Orger, the senior, in to serve, which means Birch will be hitting out of the front row on the right side. And she floats it into the middle where Rickman is, and nice way to get up, right? That was a pretty sweet approach and way to sky there for number 3 Robinson. She hit around the block too.
Yeah, it was a little different ball than we've seen from her for the rest of these sets.
For sure. And that'll send the freshman setter back to serve the ball. Raider finds that one, and Lazan able to squeeze that one in. She waffled it a little bit, but able to get it in. And really what we're seeing right now is just domination by the Roncalli middle with Poitras out of the rotation right now. But Brebeuf just doesn't have an answer in the middle. Orger to the outside for Wilson. That ball set low, and she swung into the net there. Would have liked to see her play that ball over because it was a low set from the beginning.
I think if she got back there and had it set in her mind that she was going to hit that ball hard and aggressive, and then the set just wasn't there, but she couldn't change her mind at that point.
Orger attempted a dump, but the Braves able to free ball it over, and then Wilson, a little bit of redemption there. It's a nice one line.
Sweet line shot.
Sweet line shot. What made it so sweet, Quinn?
I mean, hard and right there on the line, and very hard to defend.
Yeah.
Hard spot to hit, too. You have to turn your hand in just the right way.
So Lazan to serve, and that ball goes long. Aiming for zone 1. Close one here in set number 3. 10-11 ball game. Brebeuf up by 1. Schumacher to serve. Irmer takes it. And a nice 31 there. I think that's the first one that Hill has been able to convert on tonight. Defense wasn't exactly ready for that. Also, just a single blocker up in the middle. Birch serves. Hits zone 2. Nice swing there by Siegel. And I think that Roncalli is able to play this one over. Yep, free ball, go at it again. And Siegel goes again, and she's able to score off of the hands of Johnson. I really thought they were going to go to the middle there with Poitras. Either way, got the point. It worked. Nice serve there by Alberts. Rebels swinging on that one from the 10-foot line, able to get it in, but that ball dug, and then a really nice kill there by Siegel. As a sophomore, man, she's going to be, so long as she continues to develop, a very, very good outside hitter by the time she's a senior. Alberts serves again. Irmer takes that. Setting from the 10-foot line is Birch, and Wilson snaps down on that one. But that ball is going to be swung on pretty hard by Siegel again off the top of the Rebel block. Johnson to try on the right side. And I think that ball might have gone out, but Alberts played it. And that'll go off of her platform, and the Rebels will get the point. As you saw Coach Marsh there, trying to urge on her front row to get the block up. Rickman with that. Siegel goes off of the block. Halter to Murphy, who hits it long. Rickman back to serve again. Tough job for Rader there. Murphy was able to down ball that over, though, and Siegel dug by Halter, who is then dug by Rickman. Siegel blocked on the right side. Why not go to her again, right? She's going to find a way, and she does. Rader not able to cover that deep right line. Maybe because the setter was up already. Nice job by Halter. And Murphy, good swing off the top of the block there. We're going to get Alberts in the back row. It's a pretty nice attack. Birch sets it to Johnson on the right side. Dug by Schumacher. A dump by Gaddis. And Hill dug again by Schumacher. Siegel, another attempt. Rader able to pick that one up. Murphy fists it with her offhand and scores. After all that, some pretty nice volleyball, and the weird thing scores.
A good little save. It's hard to defend something that's weird. You're not sure how the ball is going to come off of a fist.
Right. Tapped it around the block. The set was far outside, and she was able to save that. Nice pick up there. Tough serve by Halter. Rebels were in the net. Number 14, Lazan. Or 3, Johnson. Johnson was in the net. So Roncalli finds themselves down by 3 here in set number 3. Winning the first 2 sets. Halter takes that one. Lazan able to squeeze that one in. Sticks there on the outside. Didn't really get back to base because she was worried that the ball might come back over pretty quickly. Rebels able to score off of that, though.
Rebels are really going to want to score some points in a row here with Siegel now in the back row on Brebeuf.
There you go. Is that ball touch? No touch. No touch there. But we can see that Robinson really can get up. She just hits that one long. Orger to serve again. Siegel with the receive. And that was a really, really, really quick throw there by number 9, Greer Fraser, I should say. Tossed salad and scrambled eggs. Gaddis serves. Taken by the Rebels. Birch with the swing there. Played by Robinson. Rejected by Birch, and now free balled over. Rader takes it. A quick back one there to Birch, and that one able to score.
It was almost a float attack. It was like a float serve. The ball stayed flat, and it kind of moved around, and I think it made it a little harder to defend instead of the traditional down spinning ball that we see with the top spin when you are attacking that ball.
For sure, getting on top of it. Ermer back to serve. Siegel takes that. Pretty nice serve receive there. And that ball is going to get through the block and behind the block for number 11, Seaman. It's been a while since we called her name. Usually she's getting some pretty strong attacks on the right side. So, Greer Fraser back to serve for the Braves. Halter takes that one right to Orger. A little bit of a trap set there, but still an impressive block there for Brebeuf. And that's Poitras on the front row. Rebels going to take a timeout, and so are we. Down 16-19 here on the Rebel Media Network. Welcome back to Roncalli High School here in Indianapolis. Beautiful Indianapolis. It's a great day. But we're in a gym right now, getting ready for some volleyball as Greer-Fraser, I keep getting them mixed up, serves that one. Lazan tips over. That's going to be a down ball from Robinson. Origer with the set, Birch with the swing, and Robinson with the block there. Not a strong cover. Greer-Fraser back to serve that one, and Ermer listens to her teammates there. That ball went long. Lazan back to serve for the Rebels. Rebels need to put some points in a row here. They might be outlasted by the Braves, and I think that is the 5th kill in this set alone for Poitras. She scores on a slide, and she might have only scored on a slide. Slides and blocks tonight, from what I can tell. No, Quinn's shaking her head. She scored on some other things. Anyway, Wilson, nice hard-driven ball, dug by Schumacher nicely. Siegel then scores off the top of the block with the block reaching back, and that never works, right? Almost never. And the Rebels going to take another timeout. Coach Marsh needs to talk this one over.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like. Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like. Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal.
Nice swing there out of the middle. Rebels able to dig it, free ball it over. And another swing out of the middle. And Poitras really coming up big right now. Getting Brebeuf really happy, really excited. 23-17 lead, 2 points away from taking set number 3. Schumacher, Halter takes that. Pretty nice pass, I'd say. Wilson has had enough of that. Drills the ball into zone number 5. Nobody there. Birch back to serve. Rickman takes it, and yeah, why not go to your big senior middle right there. Rebels able to save it, but then Wilson hits it out. 1 point away for the Braves. 18-24 to force a 4th set. Alberts back to serve. She does so. Ermer takes it. Birch to set Wilson, and she gets another kill. Why has that spot been so open?
I think that what she's being able to do right now is kind of hit over the block and into the seam. So your defensive players are going to be around the block because you're assuming that the ball's not going to go straight where the block is, but she's able to get up high enough and hit that ball right in the seam where no one is.
And we see Murphy take a swing there after a nice dig from Halter. And that ball is going to go out off of the Rebels, forcing a set number 4. So Brebeuf coming back to win set number 3. We are going to take a 2-minute break. You're watching Roncalli Volleyball on the Rebel Media Network.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
And we're back here at Roncalli High School. I'm Stefan Welsh alongside the lovely Quinn Harmon. Set number 3, the Braves were able to come out victorious, forcing a 4th set. Hopefully the Rebels can figure this one out, get the kills they need to early, and send us all home before it gets too late tonight, right?
It's getting close to my bedtime.
Getting close to Quinn's bedtime. Grace Ermer back to serve for the Rebels. And she serves the ball out.
Not the way you want to start the match.
Not exactly
The set.
the way you want to start set number 4 after you drop set number 3. Greer Fraser swings on that. Lazan tries to win at the net. Does not. Origer takes it. Birch to set. Wilson with a nice big swing on the outside, and that ball goes off the block. Nice job by the Rebels. Lazan to serve again. 1-1. Early, set number 4. That ball hit out. Not exactly what you want to do in the early goings in a 4th set. Schumacher back to serve for the Braves. She's had some pretty good digs as of late. Halter with that one, and Hill swings on it, hits it out. Obviously frustrated. She needs to keep her cool, though. Stay behind the ball, be on time. Schumacher. Pretty good receive there by Ermer, and Wilson gets the kill off of Rickman. Brebeuf's coach Hawes, coaching Rickman up right now. Just saying, just wait. Don't go in too far. Birch to serve. And Rickman takes that one. Schumacher free balls it over. Halter. And nice little tip there by Johnson, just over the block. Rickman not able to get behind there to dig it. Birch to serve. Rickman struggling right now, but the Braves able to get that one. And the ball being called dead as it was being called out by the line judge. Pretty proud of himself for calling that ball out. Rickman struggling again. A really nice dig. A really nice down ball as well from the other side. Oh, Hill just whips on that one. She's definitely in her own head right now, it looks like, just making things worse for herself. Brave setter trying to sneak that one in. Halter with the cover, and that would be a double there on the middle from Brebeuf. Rickman receives that. And, oh, Rebels not able to recover there. And Brebeuf playing with some vigor right now. Takes the lead, 6-5. Rickman to serve again. And Rader, my goodness. And that ball lands in, ruled in by the line judge. So Roncalli. Takes that one. And that ball sneaks over for Halter. Rebels take a 7-6 lead. Halter to serve again. Alberts takes that one. The joust won by the Rebels at the net. And Brebeuf not able to pick it up. So an 8-6 lead. Make that 8-7. Siegel takes over for Brebeuf back there. Halter with the up. And that ball was out by Murphy. Eight ball game. Johnson with the standing down ball. Albert's going to attack from the back row. Nice attack. And Murphy's going to take a swing on it from the outside. Not able to kill the ball. Robinson tries on the 3 ball and gets the kill. See if the Rebels can stem the tide here. Not find themselves too far behind by the end of Siegel's rotation back there. Because it's not going to get any easier with her in the front row. Murphy, the swing, blocked again. Able to free ball it over. Nice job by Murphy to play the setter there as she was trying to dump the ball. Rebels get that point. Orger back to serve. And that ball hit out. So interesting thing we have here. Poitras, the big middle serve receiving.
Looks like Brebeuf's libero perhaps is having some sort of issue, whether she was injured or is feeling sick, but she has quickly left the gym, and that's definitely going to give Roncalli, a little bit of an advantage right now.
Right. So Poitras in there to serve receive, takes that one with her hands, and oh my goodness, the ref definitely missed Robinson being about 3 feet over the line under the net. But we play on. Robinson tosses that one to the back row where the Rebels are. Murphy swings off the top of the block there. Robinson going to take another crack at it. Halter able to save that. Orger dumps it in the middle for the kill. And Brebeuf's going to take a timeout. So are we. We'll be back in 1 minute. You're watching the Rebel Media Network.
Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like. Every day we go farther, try harder, and do things others think are impossible. But for people who are passionate about what they do, it's normal. At Ortho Indy, we make sure of it. As the largest sports medicine group in Indiana and the official orthopedic provider for the Pacers, our specialists work to treat your injury from diagnosis to recovery and get you back in the game, because you were built to perform. Ortho Indy Sports Medicine, helping you get normal back, whatever your normal looks like.
And you're back with us here in the Roncalli Gym. Last season of girls volleyball in this here gym. Alberts takes that one for the Braves. Siegel, nice, strong attack out of the back row. Rader able to dig it. And the Rebels going to get a free ball out of that one. And that's exactly what happens when you have a middle in the back row sometimes. Somebody that hasn't taken too many dig attempts, I should say. And Poitras shanks that one. Orger back to serve again. 13-19 the lead for Roncalli as Gatus sets that one to the outside. Robinson denied. Tries for the tip that time, and Rebels going to free ball this one over. Siegel to Gatus to the middle. Greer Fraser, who is denied by the Rebels there. Good job. Good play all the way around there. A 14-9 lead for the Rebels, looking to close out this match. Pretty good serve receive there that time from the middle. Poitras. Halter free balls it over. Joust at the net. And Birch swings on that one, and that goes off of Lazan's face. It just happens sometimes, right?
The bigger the swing, the bigger the block.
And the faster it comes at your face. The freshman setter back to serve for Brebeuf. Rader shoots that one towards Orger. Good swing by Murphy on the right side. And Robinson able to put a nice little cut on that ball and dump it in there to zone one. I think she fooled the defense on that one.
Really good deception. Kept her shoulders facing cross court the entire time, then used her hand to trick everyone and put it line.
Yeah. So Gatus back to serve again. Rader takes it. Setting from the 10-foot line there is Orger, and Lazan hits that one out. So here come the Braves again, a 14-12 deficit. Rader takes that inside the 10-foot line. Orger sets this time. That ball swung on by Birch. Berger takes that one. Birch going on 2, tipping the ball over. Robinson swings on it. Halter to Origer. And Murphy gets a kill off of the block there. That'll send Ermer back to serve. As she checks in, so does Wilson. And Murphy and Rader go out. Siegel not able to handle that serve by Ermer. Point Rebels. Timeout. Braves. We'll be right back. You're watching the Rebel Media Network. Welcome back to the gymnasium on Roncalli's campus here in Indianapolis. Good evening for some Rebel volleyball. The Rebs looking to close out the Braves here. Up 2-1, up 16-12 in set number 4. And Brebeuf swings on the right side. Gets back to base. Wilson free balls it over. Gatus tries again, and that ball sent deep by Fraser. They're really trying to tip that ball deep when they don't get the set that they want, maybe. I don't know. Ermer takes that. Lazan with the kill. You look surprised, Quinn.
I think that maybe my eyes aren't working better, but I thought it was out. But I think that I was the only one in the gym that thought that, so good kill.
Lazan gets the kill and goes back to serve. Robinson takes it. That ball put in no man's land. Siegel's going to free ball it over. Lazan takes it in the back row. Wilson, I don't know that ball was touched, but play continues. And Birch able to just knock that one over. Brebeuf's front row not ready to handle it. She kind of knuckled that one over at the net. Siegel with the big approach, but hits that one into the net. And Lazan back to serve. 2013 lead for the Rebels. Siegel takes it to Gatus. And Robinson really getting some big cuts in right now, but is denied a couple of times in a row. And that'd be Seaman to try on the right side. She's denied. And why not set the libero? Rickman, she's dug. Wilson on the other side is dug. And Robinson denied again. Going to try the right side one more time. Seaman gets it through, but dug by Lazan in the back row of all people. And Robinson takes another cut at it. And Roncalli not able to joust at the net because Origer is in the back row. So that ball falls between a couple of Rebels. Nice volleyball there by some not normal passers. Halter takes it. Set by Origer. A little inside, little low. Would really like to see Wilson get those balls over instead of drilling them into the middle of the net.
Yeah. Have that realization a little sooner that the ball's not quite where you need it and make some adjustments.
Yep. Comes with experience. Halter takes that ball, and Wilson kind of getting the overswing that time. Someone was clearly in the net, but hasn't been called yet. Wilson, another swing, and that goes off of the block and scores for the Rebels. 21-15 lead for the Rebels here. 4 points away from sealing the deal, as it were. Birch back to serve. And Rickman takes it, set. And Siegel, what do you know? Gets a kill. Albert's back to serve. Ermer takes that ball. Kind of a difficult set for an outside, for that position on the far outside. And Brebeuf just not able to handle that ball. Raider back to serve for the Rebels. 22-16 the lead. Schumacher kind of shanks that one, and Albert's really the first clear mistake that she's made all night, I think. And the pressure really starting to take its toll on the Braves. Raider serves again. Schumacher, nice pass. Standing down ball there by Poitras. Same by Johnson. And Siegel gets the kill. Wearing him out. Wearing him out tonight is Siegel. That'll send Rickman, the libero, back to serve. Alberts receives that dig. Siegel dug by Halter. And that leads to a kill. And I don't know that anybody that I've seen play quite digs him like Halter. That's just impressive volleyball right there. And that definitely led to a nice kill from Murphy. Halter back to serve. Match point for the Rebels. Siegel, why not? That's just good volleyball sense right there. Siegel will now go to the back row and serve this ball. Robinson replaces her in the front row. Match point for the Rebels. Siegel makes it easy on them. And that is going to wrap up tonight's match. It was a quick one. Rebels down the Braves, 3-1 here in the Roncalli gym. Thank you for joining us. Wonderful crew tonight. We've had our students did a great job. We had our student director, Maddie Nelson. Wonderful job. Our float position tonight was Drew Willis. Camera number 1 handled by Delaney Cassie. And camera number 2 handled by Logan Eldridge. That's going to do it for us tonight here in the Roncalli gym. Thank you for tuning in to Rebel Media Network. Why don't you check us out on Friday when the football team is going to be taking on Cecina, looking for their first win, the football team is. But that's going to be on the Rebel Media Network. Find us on YouTube starting at 7 p.m. Have a good evening.